We'll try a red one, see if it fits. Always make sure it fits what you're going on. It does. Okay. So we got two different terminals here to use. Got a red one. Got a red one there, a blue one here. We'll see which one we're going to use. Probably going to be the red one. Now this one here, you don't have a 1/4 inch, you have about a 3/16 sticking out. Spade terminal lungs there, you can run a little bit longer. Red right here in front of me. Now the wire is the right length, it should be right here in the very front when you tighten it up. Once again, you put the tit on the back side where it belongs because it's split. You crimp it right in the middle where it belongs. So you can see how the wire comes right up to flush of the end there where you want it. Crimps in the back side. And you're right on top where you want to be at, not over here where the strain relief is at, right where the terminal is at. And I don't know if you can see the split in the terminal right there, but it is split. If you put the crimp right there, that part there was over here, it would just make like a big wire like that, and it wouldn't have any holding power. So it would come off. Do the pull test, it's tight. This one here, we're going to run it around the back side, I think. You want to keep this terminal against the other ones, away from it, because it is too hot. If it touches the other terminals, it will burn out the electric box instantly. That'd be a big no-no. We don't want that to happen. Throwing my tools down here, not paying attention. Losing my washer and my nut. Okay. Good torque, but not too much. Okay, so right now the wire is slightly longer because I made it long on purpose. So I'll do a little bit of a twist and make it a little shorter. But you see, you got a good gap between these, so there's no contact. Yes, I moved the zip tie to the back side where it doesn't cut you when you're working on it. Hopefully. So this here, just kind of give it a little bit of a twist around like this. That soaks up the extra length of the wire. Like that, that's fine. And when you rotate this back around, you'll be fine. I never did put a zip tie around these, which I want to do. I just happen to have some more zip ties laying over here that I cut. So this one here I cut on the wrong side. See, I cut the side that holds it instead of the side that doesn't, so that one's junk. See this one here? This side's good, this side's the side I cut, so I cut the correct side on that one. Try to cut the correct side so you can reuse them. Sometimes you can't tell, so you get what you get. So push it through, pull it out, you got a new zip tie. I was going to do this before and I forgot to. Sometimes these don't want to go back in because they're a little bit wider. It's a little bit harder to get to go. Once it gets going, it's fine. When you cut it, you make it a little bit wider, so be careful. Okay, this here will keep the two wires together, so usually it makes it work better, but not always. Okay, we'll see how that works here in a minute. Figure out which way you're going to bend it. Which way's got less bend. I feel like it's this way, but I'm going to go ahead and twist this a little bit too, like that. So I pre-stressed the wire, so I'm not bending it. You always want to try to keep the stress off everything so it's not under a stress condition in a normal position. They break less if you don't have that stress in them. until it touches. And you can do the other one. Do the same. You look around, see what kind of coil clearance you got back on the back side, because you can move it around a little bit here, so you can shift it around. So I try to equalize your clearances. And I tighten up in that position. And if you just keep tightening on this, you will crush the coil and break it. So you want good torque on it, but not super heavy. That's enough. Good and solid. Okay, take your plug wires, put them back on. Okay, now we look at our zip tie over here. We look at kind of where we want to put it at. So right now I'm up too high. See, it's rubbing on the fin down here, so you want to tie these together a little bit further down, I think. So I think I'm going to rub this, bring the zip tie down a little better, a little further down. Try to keep the wires from rubbing on stuff they shouldn't be rubbing on. So I don't know if that's loose enough to move it, but they don't want to move. There it goes. Okay, now you go a little bit further down. See, now we got a gap in here, see? So it needs to be pulled together right there, not way up where it was. And make sure it's not hitting up in there anymore. So that looks good right there, so I'll go ahead and tighten it up a little bit there. Now I don't want to crush it right there, but I want to tighten it up. So it's tight, but not super tight. Okay, when you're all done, so now they're tight. You got your clearances back in here on everything. It's got room to vibrate. Make sure these are pushed all the way back in here on the back side. They are. We got our wire right here. Now I don't like how it's rubbing right up on top of that screw thread right under there. That's not good. So I gotta pull that back off of that. So you crush everything back on itself, and see, now you're not touching that thread, because that would be a problem, obviously. Okay, now I gotta do up here. I think I'm gonna take another zip tie and just tie it right up there. And that'll get off the head there a little ways. So you don't want the wires rubbing on the motor if you can avoid it, because that's heat. Heat is not a good thing. There's our switch, should be good. So I got a zip tie right here I want to do. I want to do one up over there also. So we ran out of zip ties. Okay, so we got extra stuff here to put away also. Get these here also. Alright, so this goes over here. Eyelets go right over here. Small zip ties are right here. Just need a couple of these, all we need. These little dinky ones. More light duty. So I'm going to put that one up under on this side here. Tie this together. Move the zip tie around and find a sweet spot. The highest position is not always the best position. Yeah, it looks better down there. Lost my tool. Where was I at? Over here. Hold it tight and then clip it off flush. Okay, so now, instead of zip tying it way up high up here, I did it way down here. And see, now I got clearance coming down the head. Now it's not hitting on anything. It's also not hitting down under here. And we got clearance in our bolt head there. So everything looks good. We got good clearance to our plug wire. We don't want to get anywhere near the hot juice, obviously. All right, all looks pretty good. So, okay, I like that. That looks nice. All right, simple job. A quick 5-minute job takes an hour, see? Take your time and do it right. Takes longer. All right, we need one of these for the other side over here. So I'm going to tie these two right here where they're crossing the paths. Try to get these things, there's not a lot of load on these. That way these won't break. Same deal, I gotta get around the back side, so if you pre-bend this a little bit like this. See how you mix a little curve with it. Again, no damn light. I can't tell where it's at. I know it's back there somewhere. There it is. It was hitting on something. I couldn't see it. These little ones are a little hard to put in because they're so small, but it's all right. They're good when you get them in there. All right, so now I got to decide where I want to put it at. So I think right in this area here looks fine. Just pull it right up. So I'll tighten up right here, and I'll rotate it up out of the way so you don't cut yourself with a damn thing. Even though I come off flush, they still stick down slightly. I do have a fancy tool for getting closer, but I never use it. Oh, I did have a white one over here. I forgot about that one. One more zip tie right here I could have used. Oh well, now we got a black one. You can see how close it gets it when it cuts it. It's pretty damn close. What the hell's this dingleberry hanging off the end? I don't know. So my fancy tool I never use because my other one works just fine for me. Here it is. This thing right here. See, it's a flush cutter. It's kind of awkward for me to use it though. Ah. So you come in like this. It's grabbing a hold of something, but I'm not sure what it is. Ain't much. So anyway, it tries to cut that off. I think it made it worse. But, you know, I never use this thing. It's awkward for me. Someday I'll use it. This is my go-to plier. It works for everything. You see how it's not flush right here, so it's slightly away, but I always get a good cut with it, so I like it. Okay, so this here, I'm just going to rotate this up, out of the way. I don't know if I can do it with one hand. Yep, there it goes. I did it with one hand. Put it up against the tank. So that gives something to rub against on the tank. That's not the wire. And it also gets up out of the way. You'll never hit it. So you'll be up under here. You'll be fine. Okay, that's good. Now the bracket is on here is off an old horn. So it's a piece of hardened steel that vibrates. So the switch will be able to vibrate different than what the bike is. So it'll absorb some of the vibration. Or make some. Alright, so there you go. Now what I didn't do is figure out which way the switch is going to work. We'll figure it out. See if we're going to be forward or back. I forgot to figure that out. Oops. So basically the way the switch works is both terminals are in the back. And see this blank one is nothing, so when When the trigger's like this, it's on. When the trigger goes over here like this, it's off because you'll be in a dead spot. Just think there's a post between the two. This one's on, over here would be off. So that means back is off, forward is on. So right now the ignition's on. To shut it off, you have to turn backwards with it. So toward the rear is off, toward the front means go. Otherwise known as forward directions that way. If you want to move at all, you go to backwards. Harleys don't go backwards, that'd be off. Forward means go forward with the bike, that's on. When we're remembering it. So we'll leave that on the on position. So it should have spark now. Unless it doesn't work, then it'll be a problem. All right, simple. All right, I get to figure out the back of the bike. All right, let me clean up a little bit.